Confessions number 29, and this is the Bastards Council podcast.
Yes!
Ow! Welcome,
Another week gone
everyone.
by.
Fucking 29, man.
29. That was a good year.
It's the age most women stall, man. They're 29 forever.
Amazing.
I
It's
remember,
true.
I remember when I was 29, and I was actually like, man, I'm gonna be 30 next year. Then I turned 30 and was like, big deal.
I know.
I actually enjoy my 30s more than my 20s in a lot of ways.
I'll
Yeah,
never
me
forget
too,
my
man.
29th year on this planet. I never will. It was a great year.
I enjoy every year.
Yeah.
But fucking the 20s, dude. My 20s? Shit.
But fucking the 20s, like...
You were fucking the
What
20s.
fucking
Well,
20s,
listen,
dude.
man. Like,
That was a hell of a decade.
if we compare it to video games, the 20s, it's like a open world, you know? Like, the 30s, it's like an open world / linear game. Then after that, I think it's just from A to B, man, you know? So the
people
20s,
are-
man, you're exploring, you're gathering resources,
Trying new
upgrading your shit, you know? Like,
It's like a leapfrog for adults. I get it.
exactly.
So, today, on
Today.
this podcast,
After
we're
this.
talking about Projet Montréal. Now, we never talk politics. But this one I think is fucking important since we're from the city and I fucking hate Denis Coderre.
It's politics, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's true politics in a way. I guess it is. It's a party.
It's the opposition that we haven't had against a mayor in a very long time. And I can't stress this enough. I hate Denis Coderre.
Wait,
And-
for the people that are not aware about Projet
Yeah.
Montréal, what is
Like
it
some
exactly?
guys
Yeah,
that-
like
you know.
some people out there.
Yeah, there's
Some people out there. Ivy, Army.
excuse me.
Yeah. No, well, okay. Well, first of all, like Montreal hasn't had a party because this party was originally came about because they wanted like a different way of managing Montreal, and it's the first party that was not meant to even have a mayor originally, like in 2004. And the last time there was a party like that was, well, I think it was 2001, but it had that whatever party it was that had started in 1974, 76, whatever it was. It lost a lot of traction. It disbanded, and so these guys came about. But now, when they first actually ran for elections, it was something like they had 5% of the votes or whatever. But the last election, when Denis Coderre became mayor,
Yeah.
they were the official opposition now, and they got 25% of the votes. So like they really like came up, and they're still gaining traction. And I think they need to be running the city.
So, I am
And what are
officially
they?
endorsing them. Why? Because, and obviously you're gonna get questions like or responses from people when you talk about politics. Well, you think these people are gonna be better than this guy? Obviously, with politics, it's very hard to predict how someone's gonna run something. However, the thing that I can't stand the most about Denis Coderre isn't that he wasn't faithful to his promises. It's the stuff that he pulls out of his ass every couple of months to say, this is what the city of Montreal wants. Like driving, like setting speed limits to 30 kilometers an hour, 30 to 40 depending on the street because it was a marketable difference between 50 and 40.
They want to lower the speed
They want to
limit?
lower the
Okay.
speed limit to 30 kilometers. Now, it's not. I have no problem with a speed limit being 30 kilometers in those small residential
Yeah, of course,
areas,
man.
but putting it everywhere in the city is going to just cause more congestion, and it's just more reason for them to give tickets out. And it goes hand in hand with a couple of years ago, Denis Coderre officially enacting a quota for policemen to give out tickets.
There'll be more tickets.
More tickets. Now, a lot of the times when Denis Coderre brings something up, Projet Montréal will go on and say, this is pretty stupid. And one of the things that they keep bringing up is how STM is being managed. And we've already discussed about fuck that STM. I think the Projet Montréal could be able to actually fix the problems that they do have. And they've even talked about bringing up a new pink line on the STM, which I think is fantastic. Having another line somewhere, maybe to the west
From where to
island.
where, yeah.
Well, it goes diagonal. I think it's like, let's say, it starts at Bonaventure.
Okay.
It goes diagonal. It goes to McGill, and it continues going diagonal. It hits the blue line, and eventually it like continues going more towards the northeast.
Okay.
Now I know obviously there's going to be like the West Island have been complaining about the lack of metro for years. At the same time, the West Island is not as populated as the East End. Like it just isn't, and there's a good chunk of the East End that does not have a metro. St. Leonard, RDP, Montreal North, etc., Anjou, and these are populated areas. Like Saint Leonard is a highly populated area, and it doesn't have any metro, and so it's anyways. So there's that. There's also the light rail. There's a lot of things they want to do.
They're pushing for a light rail, and to an extent, we're getting one with the Champlain Bridge, but one across the city would be so much faster.
Yeah.
And it develops jobs. It's good for the Montreal economy. It's for the people of Montreal.
That's another thing. I think it's supposed to go even to the airport.
That's amazing. That would be amazing.
So these are all things Projet Montréal wants to
do. Now, obviously, there's some budgetary things that they have to account for.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they would do that.
Well, Trudeau has already said that he wants to modernize cities across Canada. So like Toronto and Montreal are getting. I know for this light rail project, Quebec is getting something like 1 billion for just the light rail.
Yeah.
Quebec has to put in some money too, but Montreal is going to obviously be organizing this and somehow urban planning it.
Oh, urbanization, yeah.
Urbanization, yeah.
So another thing that they're good about is, I mean, I'm from a suburb and I do want to go back to a suburb, but they're very big on making the city the way of life, but not in the way that Denis Coderre wants to do it, where he's trying to get families to move into condos in Montreal. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, why would a family of 4 or 5 live in a condo in downtown Montreal?
But wait, who wants to lower the speed limit?
Denis Coderre.
Denis Coderre, the current mayor.
So, Projet Montréal haven't actually spoken about this yet.
Yeah.
They may be for it or against it. But my thing with Denis Coderre is, it's like he punishes drivers for driving. Everything that's being brought up is to punish drivers now. It's like cyclists and pedestrians get everything. Now, I'm cool with pedestrians, but cyclists already take so many fucking liberties when they do cycle. There's no license for them, which I really think there should be when you're driving in downtown Montreal. You should have a bicycle license because they don't signal. They take liberties when they're crossing and everything. And if they get hit, the driver is automatically in trouble. Not only that, making quotas so that police officers have to give tickets, tickets out.
Well, the thing is, they want to lower the pollution rate, the CO2 footprint.
Oh, that's very good.
Okay, so yes, it's good, but here's another thing. Okay, the opposition, which is Projet Montréal, as much as I agree with them, there are a couple of things that
nobody's perfect.
I'm not. Yeah, in the plateau where I live, Luc Hernandez is he's the one that won the seat in the plateau. Actually, we got 4 seats in the plateau, and it doesn't make sense how some streets have been closed off. Like there used to be one street, for example, that just goes straight down, let's say, and hits Laurier. Now they've made it now it's closed off literally with a sidewalk like this. So, and there's a lot of cars that are drivers that are complaining, like sometimes they can't get out of their neighborhood. They have to go through traffic. So I understand you want to reduce people to use cars, but you got to think long term at the same time. Because in the 50s, for example, when they built the 40, they didn't think long term. They just thought, we're going to have 3 lanes, which we see now is a big problem on the 40. And we're going to have tolls, which they had to remove the tolls to pay for it because there was too much traffic. But now there's still even more traffic without them. So the idea shouldn't be that we should think for the future, because eventually we will have electric cars.
So it's coming very quickly.
We shouldn't be closing off
Volvo
streets.
has already said in 2019 all their fleet's going to be either hybrid or electric. But back to Projet Montréal, my only gripe with them really is that their website doesn't have enough information about them. Like trying to read up on them, they just give little tidbits about what they want to do, but not exactly the full extent. Like they brought up the construction issues and how it's being mismanaged, and it's 100% correct. Our construction, I am not against construction. I know that we need it. I just think the way it's being managed is shit. And spending $40 million to light a bridge up to be on par with the rest of the world, that's not how you gauge a world, whether you have a city, whether you have a fucking lighted bridge or not. Sure, it might look fucking pretty, but really the cost for it, it could have been spent somewhere else.
Yeah, it's cool for a day. It's cool for a day for everyone, but then after that, who gives
maybe
a
for
fuck,
a tourist.
Well, exactly, but come on, man.
But
what pays for that? Tax money. Right?
Tax money, yeah.
Well, they make enough to that bridge in 3 days of collecting taxes in Quebec. So I think people should get over what it costs.
Well, it's not. I know that
they have money, man.
I agree.
I
agree that you're right.
What the point is, it should go to things that
they haven't been putting it. So why is it this time it should have gone there? At least we got a little bridge.
But I know that in the grand scale of things, that number is pretty minuscule.
Think of the postcards.
Sorry? But like
Postcard business will go up.
It's got skyrocket.
$40 million could have gone to like renovating some of the fucking metros and making giving fucking AC to everybody. That would have made it work.
Yeah, they can still do it. They have the money.
You know,
But they're not.
just a thing, just to see if you guys know what it is. Like I think it's on their website. They say that they're for what is it? Sustainable urbanism. And if you don't know what that is, you'll probably just skip right over it.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what sustainable urbanism is?
Yes.
Yeah, of
Really?
course.
Yeah, of course.
Why don't you?
Me and Armin were talking
You
about
sound
it
like you know
2 days,
nothing about
3 days ago.
Fine, I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, you better, because right now I don't believe you know about it.
Seriously.
So it's basically like, for example, one good example could be all our fruits and vegetables come from within the city.
Yeah.
And the way they would do that is, let's say buildings have, like, you might say, eco gardens, and you would get fruits and stuff from there. So basically less importing and less from other things that would cost more money. So you can even say all our materials, what?
No,
Our
Go,
materials
go.
for constructing.
We're happy you know about it.
yeah. So far, it's you're on. I didn't know you know about the.
He hasn't even explained it yet. He was talking about eco.
No,
gardens.
it's the city
that's
auto.
part of it. That's part
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
It's basically it's having our resources within the city without needing to import them from elsewhere. And the city would save a lot of money, and we would save a lot of money when we would go
Great
buy
jobs and shit. So we keep it within
Probably,
ourselves.
yeah. And when we would go buy fruits, we wouldn't be paying the import taxes.
Well, it
let's
would
say.
reduce
In the
that on
family.
trucks in the
Yeah.
city.
Reduce trucks in the city. It just does, and this is just with food. And there's a whole other stuff we could do, and also making all the new buildings that they make. We would make them energy efficient, where you can reduce, like, electricity, for example, by 50% just by making them better insulated, and even AC and whatever.
So yeah, there's stuff.
It's just-
there
It
are
sounds
really
good, that's for
things.
sure.
Yeah, there are really good
That
things.
wasn't bad, John. Shows you right up.
There are really good things that really impressed me with the way they were talking about, and that they weren't afraid to necessarily call Denis Coderre out, because there's a lot of people like us who will call him out on it. But he just over to his balls. He doesn't care. Like, he says
out of random, like the pit bull thing.
Yeah.
Anything,
Like I said,
anything.
the stuff he pulls out of his ass out of nowhere all the time. One thing that I thought was great was when he wanted to leave bars open till 6. I thought that was a great dynamic. That metros would be open at that time. I thought it would reduce down on drinking and driving because you could wait.
I'm convinced it was a public stunt.
Yeah, it sounds
It's very possible.
I've been waiting
He does
until
do
6
that.
when I was younger at Tim
Yeah.
Hortons. It's been working fine for me.
They said
so
it would
far.
cause too many fights and whatever, even though it's working in other cities. But
Yeah.
Germany, man. Germany, when we were there, they don't stop serving alcohol until
They don't.
until people leave. So if people leave at 7 a.m, that's when they close.
So we
down.
know that it works, like in other cities in the world. But he says, oh well, we couldn't do it because some council said we can't. Like that they were worried about it. It probably was a publicity stunt. Regardless, that was probably one of the few things where I thought was great. The one other thing I think was when he said he wanted to stop adding extra bus lanes to small streets.
Sounds like he just likes fucking people.
It's-
He's sitting at home. What can I do tomorrow to really freak these people out?
He's probably thinking, like, you know what? Bad publicity is good publicity. I'm just gonna do
and
this.
Maybe if I was mayor, not all the time, but maybe 1 or 2 decisions I'd make would just be to fuck with people. Like,
Well,
tomorrow.
let's go back to the winter that we just had. Remember when all those cars were stuck on the highway
Yeah,
overnight?
nothing to do with the
No,
winter.
no, nothing to do with the winter.
No,
but
yeah,
remember, remember
on
when
the
there was
13th.
that? On the 13th, where all the snow came down and all the cars were stuck there overnight.
Yeah, 12 hours.
So
16 hours.
the guy he appointed, well, it wasn't really him who appointed it, but he did absolutely fucking nothing about it. Neither did who was it, Coyald, the guy he hired to manage all the highway stuff. They did absolutely nothing, and they claimed, well, we just didn't know. Well, that's a fucking problem that you didn't know, and you didn't take care of it. You just left people fucking stranded on a highway. That's what I mean about mismanagement with all of the people who run this city.
Yeah.
It's all just publicity stunts. The fat fucking Peter Griffin of Montreal is the mayor, and he shows up at Comic-Cons. Oh, yes, I understand that people...
He does
you
these
know.
kind of things all the time.
He makes me think of, when a guy tries to seduce a woman, you show all your good side, but then once she's involved, now all the shit's coming out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He's a bit like that, I think, right?
and he doesn't... I don't think he drives in the city. I think he's limoed everywhere. Like, he's the mayor of Montreal, so, like, what do I have to drive? He doesn't see any of the issues that we're having, the STM. And when the STM keeps going down, he'll come up and say, well, it'll never be, like, we can never get enough buses to get people where they're going because the metro just takes up way more. He's right about that. But fucking do something about it then. The STM keeps going down.
Yeah.
Well, why is that, like, your backup response? Well, we'll never be able to fix it because buses cannot take as many people as metros. That's your final answer? That's fucking ridiculous.
Well, from everything we said so far, what I really don't like it's lowering the speed limit and the quota for tickets. You know, like I think his reason for lowering speed limits is to have more tickets to make more money.
Because his
that sucks.
reasoning-
Because if he does that, I mean, seriously, guys, when I drive, I could probably give 17 tickets, and I think that's what their quota a day for some shit. I can probably give 17 tickets for only people fucking talking on the cell phone. But I mean, let's say it goes in and it works. You know, like we're all lowering the speed. You know, what can we do? I know, like as a group, as people, the only way we can fight against this is to fucking respect the rules. You know, the day is gonna realize I lowered the speed limit, but fuck, we don't have those quotas. Oh, people are respecting it. What are they gonna do? I think it's the only way we can fight this. You know, let's say reduce everything to 30 and we all roll at 30s.
Well, I think his main mission
We
is
all
to get
do it
people
for
to
one
stop
day. You know what I'm
driving.
saying? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
Like
know.
the only way to fight this type of shit is to actually respect them to a way that their goal won't get achieved
Well, I
because we're
think-
fighting for it, against it, and it's not going to work.
You're
for
very
them.
right about how to fight it, but I
Yeah.
think his whole intention is to get people to stop driving.
This will
think
not
so? Just
happen.
stop driving?
Yeah.
You know, you can't. Like, there's like you know, you want.
I'll drive
if
forever,
he drops
man.
the speed limit and it gets too crazy to drive in traffic all the time, they'll just take the STM.
You think so? Because look,
Yeah.
a lot
I
of
drive at
people-
lower 30 in traffic anyways.
A lot of people take the bus, not because they're thinking, "Oh, I'm reducing my footprint." Because
No,
you
fuck
know,
that.
Because let's get serious. If you really if you want to reduce foot, maybe they should make the buses electric. That's
Yeah.
one. Okay, but
Seriously.
let's forget about let's forget. That's a whole other topic altogether. Like people that take the buses, one because they absolutely have to, or they just don't have or because like they don't have a car, they can't afford it, or they just do it because it's very convenient.
If
But
it's
like
cheaper.
most people are not going to do it just because it's very convenient.
No, if it's cheaper, they will. Because I have a car and I take the STM to work because it's cheaper.
Well, yeah, but you're.
That's what I
Are
mean.
you saving
If it
time
gets-
though? Is it about
Yes,
the
I
same?
am. I'm
So if
saving
you're
time.
saving time, I think
I'm
it's
saving
worth
time.
it.
This, actually, I do agree
Whatever options you have to select the one that is quickest. I would take the bus and metro and plane and fucking helicopter and the train.
Well, no,
if it was quicker for me.
Because the thing that it's above that, even if it was quicker to drive, if I was to park in
big
downtown
grown.
Montreal, it
Yeah.
would cost me too much money.
Some
Yeah.
people don't care about the.
Fair enough. But
But
imagine if the traffic was so bad
Yeah.
that it would just made no sense to drive anymore.
It's
Like
been ridiculous.
it's a grand plan and it's like a conspiracy in my head that he's trying to get people to stop driving, but it's just the way he reacts towards drivers
to
and
get,
Yeah,
everything.
man.
See, it's to get people to stop driving, but you got to realize there's a lot of people that live outside of Montreal that come into Montreal.
Yeah, that's
to work.
true, too.
You're one of them, and you're one.
And
of
I
them.
did it too
And
for a
it's
long
like-
time.
Yeah, and it's just.
Miserable.
And look, the fucking Pixies, every year they lose so much money, yet every year they're out there taking up parking
Well, now
spaces.
you can use your Opus card to get a Bixie.
Whatever, it's still
Really?
you still
Yeah.
have to pay a fee every year and then pay every time you use it. For what? So that people don't have to buy a
I
bicycle?
have two of them at home. When do they pick them up?
So this is what I'm saying. He keeps wanting this Bixie here. Why? It's losing money.
I mean, if
The
it
money-
wasn't losing money, I would agree to keep it because
Yeah,
I
sure,
do.
for sure.
If it was making money,
it's
sure.
a good idea, and there are a lot of people that use it. I just think maybe the cost is too little. I don't know.
It costs, but
How
it's
much
not
they
that I have a
charge.
problem with Bixie. It's the way it was implemented. I don't care if you're riding a bicycle, but I do think if you're going to ride a bicycle in the city of Montreal, you should not take liberties with being in the road. You're there for free. Like nobody's paying for it. Like we're the people who drive, we're paying for that. And yes, as pedestrians and as people who pay taxes, we do pay for
So are
it.
you saying
Yeah,
people
you're involving insurance and license.
That's
fees
what I was just
right
gonna say. Is
now,
that what you
right?
want to do?
What? Yes,
Give
for
people
You
bicycles.
want to hold that against
Yeah,
the
people that
cyclists?
drive bikes,
Yes,
man, they
I
need a
am.
license
I
and they
think-
need to respect the
I
fucking
think-
rules, man.
You know
It's
what?
dangerous
It makes
sometimes.
sense if maybe if it's in the city.
In the
They do.
city,
in the city,
in the city,
suburbs, whatever.
Yeah, in the suburbs, I don't
I've never
care.
looked at it that way. Those freeloading pieces of
They should have a
fucking
license
shit.
plate on their bicycle.
Register
Yeah.
your bike.
'Cause you
pay
can-
for that registration.
'Cause you-
and then if that thing is not insured, it's not allowed on my streets.
Exactly.
All right, because you bump into my motherfucking car. Your insurance taking care of
And
it.
it doesn't have to be expensive insurance. It's insurance to take if you cause an accident, hurt a pedestrian, because you can fucking do that.
Exactly.
And you should have a license plate on the back of your bike. And if it's in the suburbs, Laval, Brossard, wherever, you don't need it because there are bigger streets and you don't fucking veer into traffic that's going 80 kilometers an hour. Also, speed usually doesn't have that much to affect. A lot of the times when accidents happen on highways, it wasn't at the speed. It was because someone made a fucking stupid cut. And this is actual statistic proof that, because look at the Autobahn. The Autobahn, there's no speed limit, and they have per capita less accidents and deaths to those accidents than places like North America where we do enact speed limits.
They know if they fuck up, they're dead over there.
That's why they keep to the right lane, whereas the people driving fast keep in the left lane. Where here, someone is in the left lane driving under the speed limit. Why?
or driving really fast in the right lane.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
So I think going back to Denis Coderre and Projet Montréal, I think he has a big issue. I don't know if he was hit by a car as a cyclist and someone, he had a girlfriend who was stolen by a car.
He doesn't fit in a car.
He doesn't fit in Dude, he's fucking Peter Griffin, okay? He doesn't fit in a car. It's a good job. I like that. So I don't know if he had a girlfriend in high school who was stolen by a guy who had a beautiful Z28 or something. I don't know. But he seems to have a major issue with specifically people who own cars in the city and punishing them for being in the city with a car.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, man, I mean, we have the choice to select who we want, and from what I'm hearing, I mean, the choice is fucking easy, man. I mean,
right.
fucking
And we
Projet
actually
Montréal
have
sounds
a
very
choice.
good to me, man.
We have a choice this time.
I wish we hear more
Montréal.
about it, man, because honestly, I didn't hear that much about them, you know, like...
The election. When are the elections? Actually?
I'm not sure. I think it's next year.
I think it's next year. Yeah.
But he never had an opposition. He was just like, I want to be mayor, and
The only people that, there was not much of an opposite. This is like Projet Montréal is the first opposition to really gain this.
Yeah, but the
much.
thing with Coderre, I think like the guy from Quebec did a lot of shit, and he kind of went in the same boat, like to seduce us. But I think at this point it's time to fucking fuck him, man.
like
To fucking fuck him.
when that article about how Japan fixed their road in 3 days came out, he reposted it saying no. But in that article, it was right. It wasn't 3 days. It was 7 days.
Oh my god!
And because because everyone was saying, hey, why don't we get this? How come we're so bad at fixing our roads? It takes us 3 months. So he's like, the article that he posted was like, no, it didn't take them 3 days. And then you open up the article, it took them 7 days, versus our 4, 5, 6 weeks on end, sometimes months on end.
But listen, he's still right, but it just shows he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Because he just said, no, it's not 3, it's 7.
But he didn't,
didn't
say
even
it's
say it's 7.
He
No,
just
but
said
that's what
no.
I'm saying, you know? He
Yeah.
said no because he knew it was right about the no, but fuck, man, it's 7.
The point is, they do it faster than we can
man.
for bigger stuff than what we have. It was a sinkhole. It fell in. We're not talking about sinkholes. We're talking about construction that was started, and then you see nothing done for weeks. You don't see anybody there.
Pylons
Just forever and ever. And then you giant projects like blocking the La Fontaine Tunnel every night now till the end of the year. What are you doing? Well, we're gonna add an extension at the end of it. So you need to block everything? I mean, fuck! It doesn't make any sense how we can be run like this.
And you know what? If they block everything, why not close it down for 4 days and do the whole fucking
The whole
Exactly.
fucking thing.
Like, fuck us up for a week, then everything will be fine.
Dude,
you know
I'm
what
so
I'm saying?
fine with that because there was I think it was Dallas, where they shut down the whole highway for 2 days, the weekend, and they built a whole new highway. 2 days, whereas they closed the Champlain Bridge down for 2 days. Well, we just had to repave the half of it. It's not even the whole thing. So
I don't know. I think that's also a no situation. It was probably like 8 days.
no, they show you the video. They show you a time lapse video. It was 2 days, and just like people have complained about the STM for years. Okay, since maybe the last 7, 8, maybe 9 years that people have complained about the poor quality of service from the STM. And instead of trying to fix that, he just sits back and says, "Oh, there's nothing we can do about it." I'm a big fat guy and I have a desk and I have a job already. So
You know what I replied to that? No! There's something you can do about it. Or something else. Or somebody else can. You know what I'm saying?
Come time for elections.
Yeah, man.
I really implore. I implore you to vote for Projet Montréal, and don't take my word for it. Go check them out. There isn't a lot of information, but there's a lot of articles on them responding to things and saying what they want to fix.
Yeah.
And in fact, Here, I'll give you this example of why, even bigger example. Denis Coderre is a piece of shit. There was one guy, can't remember his name. He was on a council, the Montreal City Council, Parents' Council, I think.
No, not the
30
Bastards
years.
Council.
No,
No way, no way.
Not
Will
the
never
Bastards
be,
Council.
never
He was
will.
there for 30 years. And he worked with Coderre. He was the head of it. As soon as he was gone, Projet Montréal got his endorsement. He fired him. And there was no explanation. Just said, well, I thought it was time for a change. Just because he joined Projet Montréal. That's a big piece of shit right there.
You don't join the opposition.
He wasn't, has nothing affiliated with them. He was just working as a member of the team for the city. And he'd been doing it for a long time. So,
Well, I think it's clear, man. I think it's 100%
I think it's very clear.
man.
What about you? Have I convinced you? Have we convinced you?
Of?
Projet Montréal.
Yeah, I'm cool with them. They're good people.
Yeah, man.
Right
I
on.
mean,
PM.
exactly, PM.
PM.
Yeah.
Oh, PM.
Yeah.
PM. I love
I was
it.
like,
Speaking of PM, it's
Prime
in the
Minister.
PM.
That's in the PM.
WrestleManiacs is happening soon.
Yeah.
We gotta go,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
We gotta go. We talk about this with Simons, man. We gotta go. We gotta do it, man.
Sime Time. He was previously here. He's having a show. His first one. Was his first one with WrestleMania?
Yeah, it's the
It's
debut
the first
of
game.
WrestleMania.
It looks amazing. He posted like quick 2-3 minutes videos, man.
Yeah,
Like, man,
badass.
I never had so much fun fucking watching a video like the fucking Vince McMahon song he did.
It's great.
Anyways,
stuff, right?
it's starting in 30 minutes, man. So we gotta get there, but yeah.
All right. So for the Bastards Council, final confessions.
Yeah, man. If I may, like if you don't like Coderre, like I said before, like respect the rules so you make him lose. I think that's very important for me. I think this is
Very
the
good
only
point.
way that we have. Also, I have another last word. Like I know you guys are gonna talk about it, but whoever subscribes, and say a comment about this beautiful Battletoad belt buckle thing, I'm gonna give it to you.
So we got a giveaway.
Yeah, we have a giveaway. I'm gonna mail it to you. I'll meet you, whatever. Just do something about us. Share, something.
Even if you don't like the topic that we are
Yeah.
talking about, like let's say you're for Coderre and hate Projet Montréal for whatever reason.
talking.
Tell us why.
That's it.
Make it a real good conversation. # real good.
Oh shit.
So my whole thing is I'm very, very, very for Projet Montréal. I really, really, really want to get Denis Coderre, and I want to make Montreal the place that it's supposed to be, not the one that we think of in our heads.
That's it.
Bring it back to its
Bring it
former
back.
glory.
Exactly.
I think Coderre is an asshole, likes fucking with people after I've heard all this. I can't believe that. Like, the way you're saying he makes the decisions, it doesn't make sense that somebody can sit and make that decision and think it's going to work. Some of the shit you said over there, it's hard to take seriously.
Oh, and one thing I did.
It's true,
Yeah.
man.
So,
And this
the
is
fact
very
that-
recent.
The fact that is recent and that is real is very comical to me. And if Projet Montreal is real, then fuck, man, people use your voice and get them to do it because maybe it gets better.
So
Maybe, I don't know.
at the end of the day, we still only have a couple of words to say to you. How does it go again?
Oh yeah, I think it starts with an S.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, it's fucking hot in here.
It's fucking hot in here.
That was fantastic, guys.
So,
Goddamn.
Jono, how about you take off all your clothes?